Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Inky Swamp Boy and today I'm going to be trying soap carving for the first time. Just quickly before we start, just because of current events, I thought I should say that I didn't go out to buy soap recently to do crafts with. I actually decided to do this after finding some bar soap we had in a cupboard that's probably about 5 years old, and I probably will still end up using the carve bar as soap. So yeah, I want to keep my videos fun and a kind of escapism, I guess. So hopefully that's all I'll be saying about the world out there, and let's get on with the main part of the video. So the soap I'm using is a bar that's a supermarket owned brand of bar soap. Obviously you can't tell through the video, but it's got a really weird smell to it. I don't know if it's always smelled like this or if it's because it's an old bar and it's gone a little bit weird. It's not bad or unpleasant, it mostly just smells like vaguely flowery smells. I don't think the soap itself has gone bad, it might be a little harder or more crumbly, but to be honest, I think this kind of cheap soap's always a bit more brittle than say like freshly made, homemade soap. I don't know if that makes it better or worse for carving. I've never carved soap myself, but I've seen a few videos, and I've sculpted clay before, so I'm kind of hoping a lot of that will apply. I'm mainly using a craft knife, and then I have these tools I use for sculpting clay. I think when I first bought these online, they were actually listed as suitable for clay, wax, or soap carving, but the thing with clay is that it's easy to reform if you make a mistake, and I feel like soap will be a lot less forgiving. I thought for a while about what kind of shape I wanted to make from this, because I wanted it to be kind of rectangular. It seemed like it would be much easier if you don't have to do too much to change the basic shape. I wanted to do an animal because that's a sort of subject I'm pretty familiar with, and I thought that it would be easy to visualise it in 3D. In the end, I decided on a sleepy fox curled up, because it seemed to fit the shape, and also foxes are one of my favourite animals, so I figured it'd not be too difficult for me. I wasn't really aiming for a realistic sculpture on my first go, something a bit more cartoony really. I started by shaping away the soap to get the basic shape of the fox. As I said, I wasn't going for realism, so I didn't need totally accurate anatomy, but I did want it to look like a fox, and not just a weird dog. I wanted a big fluffy tail and a cute face at least. Getting the basic curve of the body and the tail wasn't too difficult, but the head was a bit more of a struggle, especially working out how to get the pointy ears. I reckon with more practice it wouldn't be an issue, it's all just getting used to a medium, especially since soap is so much softer than hard clay or wood or anything I'm used to carving. I tried to make the front paws very visible, and then I ended up even doing the back paws sort of roughly, even though it's underneath the rest of the fox and you can't even see them. I know they're there, which is the main thing. One of the other reasons I wanted to do some kind of animal was because I could work on some fur texture, which is something I always like doing in drawing and wanted to try and get across in the carving. I used one of the metal carving tools to carve in some fur. At first I tried to do a lot of finer lines and texture, but that didn't really come across very well and just looked sort of rough and messy, so I ended up with simpler, deeper liners that were easier to read. I also gave the fox a pair of big round eyes, which I think looks pretty cute. Not very realistic and not necessarily the style of art I usually do, but the best way of doing it I think so that it's really clear and readable, especially with it being all this kind of off-white colour, so it's not that easy to show contrast. My problem with this kind of thing is always that I'll go too far and then there's not really any way to fix it. It's always really hard to know where to stop. Eventually, I think I got to a point where it looked quite sweet and also mostly neat and tidy, and I made myself stop working on it. I'm pretty happy with how it looks as well. I do intend on just using this as hand soap so it doesn't go to waste, but I'll display it for a little while first. I actually really like the idea of making art in a way where I can use it, because I don't like loads of clutter, but also don't want to throw things away, so this seems like a good solution. Making videos of my art also makes that easier I think, because then I have a record of things that I make. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this video. There were a lot of things that surprised me when I made it. The soap carving videos I've watched always look so relaxing, and it was quite relaxing to do in a way, but I didn't realise how weirdly sticky the powdered flaky soap would be. I don't know if that's because the soap is past its best or not, but yeah, it was quite a messy process, but I really enjoyed it, and I would be into doing something like this again. Maybe I'll try some wax carving as well, since I always try and recycle the ends of candles, so I usually have some spare candle wax around to experiment with. We'll see. Stay safe everybody, and thanks for watching. Like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you again soon in the next video. Bye!